Myself Sneha Shah from Edge Institute of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today I will explain you two topics of independent random variables and expectations from the subject of probability and statistics. The first topic is independent random variables. Suppose that if we are taking x and y are discrete random variables, then if the events x equals to x and y equals to y are independent events for all the values of x and y, then we can say that x and y are independent random variables. So for each and every values, if these two are independent to each other, then we can say that these two variables are independent random variables. So for this we will representing probability of x equals to x comma y equals to y, as these two are independent to each other, so that probability multiplication of individual random variables give you the joint probability of these two random variables. So probability of x equals to x comma y equals to y, this will be equals to probability of x equals to x and into probability of y equals to y. It means if we will multiplying these two terms individually, then it will gives you the joint probability of these two random variables. Similarly, if we are representing this probability in terms of function, then function f of x comma y equals to function 1, which is a function of x, and function 2, which is a function of y. So f1 of x into f2 of y. Conversely, if we say that for all the x and y, the joint probability function f of x comma y can be expressed as the product of a function of x alone and a function of y alone, then x and y are said to be independent. Now, what is meaning of this? Meaning is, if we will consider that the joint probability of f of x comma y can be expressed as product of these two, then it will consider as independent. So x and y are independent to each other. Now the next term is, if we are taking x and y are continuous random variable instead of this discrete random variable, then also the term will be same. If we are taking x and y are continuous random variable, we say that there are independent random variables if the events x equals to x and y equals to y are independent events for all the values of x comma y. For this, instead of this term, we will take the continuous random variable. So only the difference between these two variables are, for the discrete random variables we will take summation, and for continuous random variable we will take integration. So we will representing probability of x equals to x, y equals to y is equals to probability of x equals to x into probability of y equals to y. This will be representing in terms of continuous form. Continuous form will be representing as function capital F of x comma y equals to f1 of x into f2 of y. So this way we can represent the independent random variables. Now the next topic is mean expectation or measure of central tendency. Now what is the meaning of this? First of all, if you are defining the mean value, it is also considered as the average value of it. So to define this, it is defined as the single value that x is a representative or average value of the x, or the expected value is defined as the weighted average of the values in the range. So when we will taking the average value of any number of terms, then that average value is considered as either mean or expectation or measure of central tendency. So mean will be representing as expected value e of x equals to integration over minus infinite to infinite x into fx dx. So this formula we will use in the next examples. Similarly, if we are finding E of x square, means mean value or expected value of x square, so instead of this x we will put x square. So integration over minus infinite to infinite x square into fx dx. Now there are some theorems on this expectation. So the first theorem is, if we are taking c as any constant, then expected value of constant multiplied with random variable x equals to c into e of x. As you know that this one is a constant, so it will be comes outside of this expected value. Now the second theorem is, if we are taking x and y any random variables, then expected value of x plus y equals to expected value of x plus expected value of y. So we will individually adding these two expected values, so it will gives you the total random variables expected value. Now the third theorem is, if x and y are independent random variables, then expected value of x into y equals to expected value of x into expected value of y. Means e of xy equals to e of x into e of y. Now the first example is, suppose that a game is to be played with a single die, assume fair. In this game, a player wins $20 if a 2 turns up, $40 if a 4 turns up, loses $30 if a 6 turns up. While the player neither wins or nor loses if any other phases turns up. Find the expected sum of money to be won. So to find this expected value, first of all we will starting with the number of outcome which will be representing in terms of sample space, right? So what is sample space? Sample space is, we want to toss a die, right? So what is the output of die? Output of die will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So if we will representing this in terms of random variable, then the random variable probability distribution function can be representing like this. If we will representing x, then its probability will be representing as probability of x. So if we will writing like this, the output may be 1, output may be 2, output may be 3. So output may be 1 to 6, right? So I will write output may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 because we are tossing the die. Now if we will finding probability of this, we can say that all the terms are equiprobable, then the total probability is 1, then for each any one output the probability will be 1 by 6. So all the terms as probability of 1 by 6. So the total will be 6 times 1 by 6 will gives you the sure event equals to 1, right? So I had written this distribution of this random variable. Now we want to find out expected sum of money to be won, means we want to find out expected value of x. So if we want to find out expected value of x, how we will find out this? It will be found by taking some random variable as x. Now what is random variable? Random variable x is, suppose if I am defining this random variable x, which is money to be won. How much money to be won by this player is defined as the event x. So if we will defining this expected value of x, so we will take each and every possibility and according to that we will take it will wins or loss. Suppose it will consider as wins, then we will take its positive value, and suppose if it will lose, then we have to give that much of money. It means it is considered as negative value of it, right? So this way I will take 1 by 1. So if we will taking that die output is 1. So in this die output 1 turns up, then there is no any possibility for this die is output 1 means no, there is neither win nor loss. It means with 1 its possibility equals to 0, neither win nor lose. It means its output equals to 0 into 1. 1 means its probability is equals to 1 by 6. So over here I will write down 1 by 6 plus. If the player turns up 2, if player turns up 1, then there is no win, neither win nor lose. So output equals to 0. Now if it turns 2, it means it wins $20. $20 wins means we will take positive value of 20. Now possibility of this equals to 1 by 6. So we will multiply it by 1 by 6. Why I have taken like this? Because as you know that expected value of x equals to x into f of x. F of x is probability of x. So we will multiply probability into the input. Now if we will taking the next term, then the probability of x equals to 3. So for x equals to 3, there is no 3 is given to you. So for this we will take 0. This one is sample output, right? So I will write down like this. Sample output 1, sample output 2, sample output 3, sample output 4, sample output 5 and sample output 6. Now if I am defining the random variable x, so I will say that for the first term 1, if output is 1, then neither win nor loss. It means we will take its value equals to 0. For if it turns 2, then it will wins 20. So we will take plus 20. For 3, there is not possibility, then 0. For 4, it will win $40. So over here we will write down $40. For 5, there is not possibility, so 0. And the last term is 6. For 6, it will lose $30. It means negative value of 30. So this one is for 0, then this 20, then this 0 into 1 by 6 plus the next term is 40 into 1 by 6 plus next term is 0 into 1 by 6 plus the last term is minus 30 into 1 by 6. So if you will calculating this term, it will gives you the output as 20 by 6 plus 40 by 6 minus 30 by 6. So 20 plus 40 means 60 minus 30 means 30. 30 by 6 means it will gives you the output as 5. So this is your final answer of this expected value. Now the next example is the density function of a random variable x is given by f of x equals to 1 by 2x for the x in range between 0 to 2. Otherwise its value equals to 0. Find the expected value of x. So to find this, to find the expected value of x, we will starting from integration x f of x dx, right, over the entire range. Then this will be converted into 0 to 2 because x is given in between only 0 to 2, x into f of x dx. So x will be as it is and f of x equals to 1 by 2 into x dx. Now if we will simplify this term, then it will gives you x into x means x square and 1 by 2 is constant, so it will outside of this integration. So 0 to 2 x square dx. Now if we will integrating this term, then it will gives you the answer as x cube by 3 and the range is 0 to 2. Now if we will put in this value, 2 cube minus 0 divided by 3. 2 will be cancelled out. So over here 2 square means 4, 4 by 3. So this is your final answer of expected value. In the next session, I will explain you about variance and standard deviations. Thank you.